What's going on, my exotic family? It's your boy Dre. Welcome back to the channel. So before we get started, I want to actually apologize to you guys for the audio quality of this video. It may not be that great. Left my memory card at home. Didn't feel like going back to get it, so therefore I'm recording this video on my phone. So hopefully the quality is just as good, but we will see. But anyway, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Burmese pythons and things you should know before you get one, so stay tuned. Alright everybody, so welcome back to the video. I'm here with my Burmese. This is my boy Zeus. My big boy here, he's getting big, at least you can see. But we're going to be talking about things you should know before getting one of these guys, and we're going to jump right into it and talk about size. I know a lot of people are probably like, well, Dre, we all know Burmese pythons are one of the largest snakes you can get. You're right, but not everybody knows that. We have a lot of people joining the hobby every year, every day, whatever. So you just never know what people, or you just never know what they know or what information they have access to. I would hope they have access to a lot of information before, researching and getting one of these guys. But yes, these guys get huge. One of the top 5 largest snakes in the world. You have your anacondas, your retics, your African rock pythons, Burmese pythons, and of course there are others, but these guys are definitely up there. So you definitely want to make sure you do your research to make sure that you can house one of these guys at full size. As you guys know, these guys may look all cute and cuddly as babies, but they do not stay that small. And I literally just had somebody ask me this the other day, which I'm kind of surprised because it's been a while since I heard it, but apparently this myth is alive and well, and that myth is basically as long as I keep him in a small enclosure, he'll stay small, and that is not the case at all. So again, do your research and make sure you're taking care of the animal properly. Why would you want to get it and keep it in a small enclosure anyway? So yes, first things first, these guys do get big and they grow very, very fast. So be prepared for that. Alrighty, so next thing about these guys is gonna be temperament. I know a lot of people usually say that Burmese pythons are kind of like the puppy dogs when it comes to big snakes versus your retics. They're usually a little more laid back, but that's not always the case. You guys have to keep in mind that that is a general rule. It does not mean every single snake of that species is going to be super tame, and just for retics, not every single snake of that species is going to be super defensive. So Zeus definitely has his days. Literally just get him out for this video. He struck at me twice and he hissed at me and never really strikes at me, but again, I'm throwing that out there because that can happen with any snake. I'm throwing it out there simply because these guys are large snakes. So I really wanted to highlight it because you don't want a 10 to 12 foot snake coming at you and you don't expect it. So definitely make sure that you are prepared for that, but also handle your snakes and spend some time with them, get used to them, let them get used to you. And that kind of lessens the chances of that actually happening. Snakes have their days. I don't personally think any reptile is ever 100% tame. However, when they know you and you spend time with them and you get them habituated to certain things, it definitely lessens the chances of them wanting to strike at you or do whatever, unless you're just not feeding them and they get hungry and you go in there too cocky. Well, you're on your own at that point. So another thing that I probably never mentioned about any of my other snakes, these guys eat a lot. And by a lot, I mean they eat big meals very fast. Zeus is not that old. Zeus is 2 years old, I believe, and he's already bigger than some of my 4-year-old snakes. And it's not really that girthy, but he's definitely got the length. But like I said, they grow extremely fast. So be prepared because that food bill for these guys is no joke. I buy wholesale, so it doesn't seem that expensive. However, it does definitely add up. So if you don't have access to buy rats all the time, or if you're not feeding frozen, it can definitely become a hassle. So another one of those things to prepare yourself for when dealing with Burmese pythons, reticulated pythons, big snakes in general. They're going to eat more, so they're going to require bigger meals. And sometimes they may require meals even more frequently because they go through growth spurts so rapidly. So be prepared, get ready. everybody wants to just jump to where you have that big snake, and you have to put in that work to make sure that the snake is being fed and raised properly in the right environment. Having big snakes is fun and all until you're pulling out large turds like this. So again, it goes without saying, what goes in must come out. So if that is something that you're not prepared for, then Burmese pythons and big snakes in general probably isn't the right snake for you. Alrighty guys, and last but not least, another thing I'd like to point out about Burmese pythons, big snakes in general, but Burmese pythons, at least from my experience, they're a lot more active than what people give them credit for. If you give these guys the room, then they will definitely use it. Even though they're big snakes, they will climb. These guys have been known to climb trees to get a bird or to get a meal in the tree, so don't think just because they're not considered semi-arboreal that they won't climb. These guys most definitely will climb if given the opportunity, and they are very good climbers actually. As you can see, he's not a heavy body snake at least, but even adult Burmese pythons, they get heavy body, but not to the point where they can't climb or support themselves. These guys are very strong snakes, so they can definitely climb trees and do whatever they need to do to get where they're supposed to go. So again, if you don't have the space or the room to house one of these guys, definitely look into something that's going to be more your speed, because these guys need a very huge enclosure, and sticking them in just like a box that's very low is not going to cut it for these guys. So look into that as these guys become adults. That's definitely something I do before I purchase a reptile. I think about and visualize the adult enclosure that I will need for a particular animal, and if it's logical for me to house it, then I'll get it. If not, then I'll leave it alone. But other than that, these guys are great pet snakes. If all of those things sound good to you, definitely do your research and make sure you get the perfect Burmese python or larger snake for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hope you guys enjoyed seeing Zeus. It's been a little while. I don't know what that was. I was going to turn around and I thought about it. But drop a comment down below. Let me know how you guys like this video. If you do like the video, make sure you drop a like for me. I really appreciate that. If you love the video, hit that subscribe button for me. I like that even more. Follow me on Instagram at Dwxoticz, and as always, stay exotic.